Casey, hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm putting you on the hot spot first, girl. Give us the lowdown on your cancer journey, if you would.
So I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. I had just started my senior year of high school. When you're 18 and you're in high school and you have cancer, you lose all your hair, you kind of become the poster child for cancer. Initially, everybody kind of rushes around you and they want to be helpful and supportive and loving, and that fades very quickly because, as you all know, cancer treatment is not pretty. At that point in development, to really not know who you are at that point, and then to be thrust into this position, I would be a completely different person than I am today if I hadn't gone through that experience.
And the isolation part, isn't it interesting? I sort of looked at that as also a blessing because it really showed me the people that I can count on in my life. Joya, what was your most sort of difficult part of your journey?
I was diagnosed at age 34 with stage 3C breast cancer. My daughter was 3, my son was 5, and just not knowing what's next. Trying to stay positive, but knowing that it was like a long journey. So that was probably the hardest part, but what kept me going was the support system around me and family and friends. I think that once you hear those words, you have cancer, if you get through that, you can get through almost anything, right?
Yeah. David, can you tell us what you went through, please?
I had a tumor on my colon, and surgery was necessary to remove the tumor. The oncologist came into the room and he said, "There's no more cancer in your body. We've got it all." So in 2018, my doctor calls me back in and says, "I need to talk to you about some of your blood levels." He shares with me that my prostate seemed to be enlarged, and I didn't tell nobody at work that I had cancer and was going through treatment because I was afraid of their reaction to me having cancer twice.
It's one of the things that I did that too. I was really scared when my stage 4 diagnosis came. I was scared that meant that I was never going to work again. I thought that people were going to be terrified to hire me. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, is that it's people like us that actually need the work the most, because it fuels us. And just because you have cancer doesn't mean that, you're done. So then what did cancer teach you guys? Obviously it taught us all to be more grateful and appreciative. What else did it teach you?
I think for me, it taught me to be more humble and to be more open to my own vulnerabilities. But it also has risen me up to be an advocacy for ACS.
That's like a calling. Like you're answering the call right now. Thank you for that. Casey, how about you?
The lessons that I've learned are how to take care of others in the ways that are really actually helpful. Like when your friend is sick, how exactly do they need to be taken care of? Is it a funny card? Is it a meal? Is it warm socks in the hospital? Little things like that.
Joya, what is your advice to somebody who's newly diagnosed?
I remember my doctor just looked me dead in the eye and said, take it one step at a time. Don't get too overwhelmed, and that's exactly what I remember taking that to heart. I did, and really just accept the help that people want to provide, and try to stay as positive as you can.
All right, so now I'm going to throw like a really hard one at you guys. Describe survivors in one word.
Resilient.
Hopeful.
Courageous, I would say.
Courageous is good. I'm going to go with grateful. I think grateful is, because there's so many things to be grateful for from the start until the finish. But I love resilient, I love hopeful, and I love courageous. Don't make me cry.
Yeah.
I've cried a few times already. All right. Well, again, thank you to all three of you. Your stories are beautiful, and I'm personally really grateful and blessed today to have spoken to all three of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.